Hey everybody, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. So I wanted to do a quick live stream. Well, it's probably not a quick live stream, but there's two reasons why I'm doing it so late at night. Let's see, it's 11:15 here in California, but that means that let's see, it should be early in the morning in Europe. Let's see, in London right now. Hey guys, hey everybody. So let's see. Got some pretty slow internet, but it's 7 a.m. in London. Hey Lisa. Hey Alexandra. Hey Angela. Hey Lee. Hey Acts. So, anyways, I'm good. The whole purpose of this live stream is that basically I've been really busy. I've been taking care of a lot of things, and I have, 2:15 in Perth. I have just this backlog of emails to get through. So I hope you guys won't mind if, hey Tai Chan, if you, hey Scott, hey Lobens. So I hope you guys won't mind if I just ignore the comments now for a little bit here, um, and answer some questions. Okay, that's the whole point of this video, is to answer some questions that I've been getting in the email, and I'm gonna do that. Um, I'm gonna try to do that on a more regular basis. So let me get this camera out of my face. So, okay, and another reason is I dictate my answers to my phone, and a lot of times it just takes so long to correct the auto correction. So if you have a question, I would ask that you send it to me through my email, which is scottiesanimals@gmail.com, or you can send it through the contact form. And in that case, I'm going to start way back to my old mails, and I'm going to move forward. Because believe me, I get so many messages. Okay. So I'm just going to go through. This message is from Lana, and the question is male and female dominance, and I haven't even read any of these. So something's not right with my email, but I'll refresh it after I answer this question. So due to miscommunication, she ended up getting a boar, Jack, and a sow, Pepper. Had to get Jack neutered so Pepper wouldn't get pregnant. Yes, that makes sense. Or you could just have them split up. We ended up having to separate them for a long time. Recently put them together. Immediately, Jack tried to mount Pepper. However, Pepper wasn't having it. She got him off of her and tried to mount him. It stopped after a couple days, but during the floor time, Jack tried to mount Pepper in her face. Is it a dominance thing, or is Jack trying to mate with her? How does a boar and a sow battle for dominance? Well, in general, when we're bonding, the piggies will hump. That's what Saskia says, that it's just how they shake hands. So regardless of the sexes, that's going to be a natural bonding behavior, which should subside. But of course, we're talking about a male and a female together. There's going to be humping behavior that is, mating behavior. But of course, since Jack is neutered, he's not going to get her pregnant. And some people think that, he's going to, in general, males will be less aggressive. In general, they should be less aggressive, but there's no reason ever to get two males neutered and keep them together thinking neutering them is going to make them less aggressive, because that's not true. So that's kind of the problem, is that even if you neuter your boar, like, okay, at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we don't commit to matches unless we do a bonding play date. Doesn't matter if they're neutered or not. You have a pretty good chance, I would say it's a 90% chance, that a neutered male is going to bond with a female, and in general, the female should be relatively accepting. He is disarmed, so to say, so it's not like putting him together with a unneutered male. I don't know how, I don't know exactly what's going to happen if he does try to hump her, if there actually would be anything happening there. Um, but whether or not it's stressful to constantly be mounted and humped is the question. I would say give it a couple days. If there's no biting, good night, Samantha. I would say if there's no biting or blood being drawn, no biting, no hurting of each other, then they should be able to stay together. But, it's up to you to figure that out. Okay. So that's the best I can do with answering that question is, you're going to have to really determine whether they are suitable together based on their behavior and if they're hurting each other. And if they're not, then that's great. So I'm going to refresh this now because there was something happening. Okay, something's not right. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to my other email and just try to open my whole email again. Okay, well, have a good night, you guys. This will be here for you. Okay, I see your email, Queen. Since it looks like you just sent it, I'll open that one now. What should I do if my guinea pig is a baby and she doesn't like being held a lot? Well, I have a taming playlist and it applies to babies as much as it does to adults. There's a difference between not liking to be held and not liking to be picked up. Guinea pigs don't mind being held if you can give them treats, if you can hold them safely and securely. A cuddle sack or a cuddle cup helps. Just pick them up gently. They don't like being chased by crazy hands. Oh, hey, Knives. No, Billy's sleeping. Everyone's sleeping. I'm just trying to answer some questions. I hope you're feeling better. I'm anxious to hear how you're feeling, but I'm trying to answer some of these questions right now just because I have a backlog of dozens of questions. So I just want to get through those as quickly as possible right now. Okay. Kurt, thank you for sending me let's see. Yes, Kurt ordered something and just wanted to follow up and make sure I got it. I did. You're welcome, Mia. Okay, I'm going to focus on answering these questions. Okay, male and female dominance, that's the same question. Looks like it was sent twice or something. Tina is sneezing a lot. Hey, Scotty, our guinea pig Tina sneezes a lot, and I learned from your videos that they shouldn't sneeze this much. There are no symptoms except for this. I'm in the Bay Area. Is there anything you could recommend, or do I know of any vet or rescue that I can take him to? Well, okay, Dean, this is where I started to get a little upset because you're basically, so I get a lot of questions where people ask me the answer to their own question, I mean, I'm not Google, so I'm not going to try to be an a-hole. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I do get a lot of, questions like, hey, can guinea pigs eat radish or something? It's like, Google it, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to Google it myself. So here the question is, our guinea pig sneezes a lot, and I learned that they shouldn't sneeze this much. No, in my videos, I say that guinea pigs shouldn't be sneezing. Maybe once in a blue moon if you hear your guinea pig sneeze, but that in itself, one sneeze is sort of an alert, like, why is my guinea pig sneezing? And it's something to pay attention to. And if they keep sneezing, if your guinea pig's sneezing multiple times in a day, and then you see 2 days in a row where they've been sneezing, that's it. You got to take them to a vet. They need antibiotics. Unless there's some obvious, dusty thing in their cage, you got to remove it. They shouldn't be sneezing. So anyways, if your guinea pigs are sneezing, then you've got to take them to the vet. I do have a vet list on my website, and I'm pretty sure there are some in the Bay Area, but and all the lists of vets on my website are recommended by viewers, so I would trust them. But of course, in San Francisco Bay Area, there's a ton of vets all over the place. Can I recommend any specifically? I never really had to use many vets up there. But I would just call around and ask if they're comfortable with guinea pigs, because ultimately you just need antibiotics. You just need a course of Baytril or something like that, whatever antibiotics your vet thinks is the best. But we have a lot of good experience with Baytril, and I like to use a Benebac probiotic paste whenever I'm giving the antibiotics. But it's something that you need to get from a vet, and don't wait. It's not something that, unless your guinea pig's just going to get worse, but if you hear sneezing today, they're probably not going to, pass away in the night, but it's not something to put off. Okay. So that's that question. Let's keep going. Bryn is asking about guinea pigs. She's planning to get some wonderful piggies from her Humane Society, but she's got a few questions. Nice that she's asking the questions before she adopts. Thank you, Bryn, because she wants to provide the best life. What kind of life for them? What kind of fleece should she use? Walmart, online. I would suggest to call around. There are people who make fleece flippers specifically. So, Cynthia, you're funny. I would actually purchase some fleece flippers from Lucy's Cozies, or the Piggy Pantry, or the Guinea Pig Slave Rescue. Oh, thank you, four-legged potatoes. Who did you meet? What friend of mine did you meet this weekend? This weekend, that's tomorrow. Anyways, so yes, I can see these super chats because they're pretty brightly colored. So thank you so much, four-legged potatoes, and thank you, Knives. All right, so let's exercise wheel. No, of course they're not safe. They're not. You can't really find them for guinea pigs. The larger sizes might be for ferrets, I'm not sure, or chinchillas, but they're definitely not for guinea pigs. No balls, no wheels, none of that stuff. Okay, this is a perfect time to talk about my website, Scotty's Animals. I've got a care guide, and it just goes through, it tells you everything they need, and I have a lot of supplies that I recommend. And if you hit the links on there, then it benefits the animals. Okay, no balls for chins either. I think rats can do okay in the larger balls, but most of this garbage is marketed to people, and they don't really, they're not thinking about the animal's best interest. Okay, so let me keep going through this. What kind of fleece? I think it's polar fleece. Maybe you guys can, Cynthia, maybe you guys can list the type of fleece that you guys use. But you also, of course, want to have an absorbent layer like a U-Haul pad or cotton batting in the middle. But I would suggest buying some from someone who makes it first, calling around, or look in the various groups, ask people what kind of fleece they use. Most of my fleece is handmade. Of course, there's Guinea Dad. Guinea Dad is that high-end fleece pad, but it's really expensive and it doesn't flip, and you have to dry it on low and usually hang dry it or they will shrink. But it's really great. It's very comfortable. Guinea Dad, they're a great company. They're always thinking about your piggies in their best interest. But you can easily make. Guinea Dad's a real company, so if you're laughing because you're not familiar with them, then that's it. But they are a huge company, but they're really just a couple people. But when I say huge, I mean all around the world, everybody knows about them, and lots of people use them. I've got a number of Guinea Dad fleeces, and I like them just fine. Okay, but they're just plain gray. So if you want to get some crazy patterns and sew up your own, or find someone that that sews them, or like I said, I listed the Piggy Pantry or Lucy's Cozies or the Guinea Pig Slave Rescue in Arkansas. There's a number of, rescues that make their own fleece in the store. Oh, of course, the Guinea Pig Sanctuary has a store. I don't know if they sell flippers, but they have cozies and cuddle cups and things like that, and amazing T-shirts. I have an Etsy shop with my own T-shirts. Of course, there's links on my website and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So there's plenty of ways that you can outfit your piggies with whatever they need. Okay, last question. Guinea pigs might give my dogs diseases. When you get them from the shelter, they come with diseases. Um, no, guinea pigs don't really come with diseases. Hi, Liz. Um, I mean, guinea pigs can have mites, lice, and parasites and whatever, just like dogs, but they don't need to be, they don't need heart meds and things like that. But we do treat them with ivermectin. We give them a drop on the ear every couple months, and that prevents these things. Um, so I would say definitely you've got to get ivermectin for them, and ringworm is another kind of common skin thing that they can have. I mean, it's true. If you get them from breeders, they can have respiratory infection. Um, or if you get them from a pet shop. But I wouldn't say from the shelter is going to be any better or worse. Because remember, where's the shelter? The shelter is where they come from after they're dumped, usually because they were bought from a pet store. Kay's here. Hi, Kay. Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. So any pigs in the shelter, who knows where they actually came from? They could have been, you know, accidental babies from somebody, or they could have been, you know, bought from a pet store. Okay. Let me keep going. Donna asks, piggy food and water. I am still working on research about piggies, and I have two more questions. Someone told me that 16-ounce water bottle is enough for two piggies. Is that true, or should it be bigger? And can two piggies have alfalfa? I have a alfalfa field behind my house, not treated with pesticides, so wondering. That's pretty amazing. I would say, Liz, you're funny. I'd give the alfalfa a try. Alfalfa is high in calcium, but we feed our piggies organic alfalfa pellets at the rescue. I would give them a variety of different hay. I wouldn't just think, okay, you've got a free source of hay. That should be the only thing that you give them. They should also have all sorts of fresh veggies and high quality pellets. Good night, Veronica. You're welcome, Yule. The first question is the 16-ounce water bottle. I'm not sure what a 16-ounce water bottle would be like. I think the bigger water bottles, it doesn't have to be this huge, gigantic cooler, but there are small water bottles for hamsters, and there are larger water bottles that are basically specifically designed for guinea pigs. So I'd get one of those. Two water bottles is great to have if you go away overnight, or for a day or so. It's nice to have two water bottles. And it's always nice to have a couple extra water bottles, because sometimes these water bottles, they stop working. Shauna. Hey, Angie. So Shauna's waking up from the couch. Okay, so I'd give the alfalfa a try. I'm not sure if fresh or dried. Maybe talk to, I don't know. You could write an email to Small Pet Select and see what they say. So I'm not sure. Okay. What, Kay? So again, if you guys had any questions and you want me to get to them, I'll try to zoom through these as quick as possible, and you can send me a question now. And it seems like I'm going to refresh. It seems like I did just get one question, but that's it. So I'm going to go back down. And I'm answering questions from basically last week and earlier. Just what? What's the Yes, my piggies chew on the coroplast. How much do they actually consume? It's hard to tell. You can get these binder spines or these like book report spines, and you can stick them over the coroplast. That seems to deter them. Also, you can put like a blanket or a fleece and fold that over, and that seems to help. So try that. Yes, Timothy hay should be plenty, Maureen. Um, you can have a pine house, but really the hay and the pellets will help them grind, but it's the don't worry about the water drinking. But the hay should be enough. Okay, let's see. Danny is saying she's loving the information and having fun setting up her cage. She's having hard time finding anything other than the Vita drops because she's in Canada. Check out what Skinny Pigs 1, that's all one word with the number 1, what Abby is doing about vitamin C. You can get various vitamin C cookies and things like that. And of course, there's a lot of veggies that are high in vitamin C, oranges and green peppers, of course. So, but land art vitamin C. I'm not sure. You could give it a try if it's for kids. You know, you could give it a try. So, but I would maybe Google and see if it's a small company, then you might be able to write them and ask them if it's safe for small animals. They'll probably get a kick out of your question, even though they're probably like, what? So try to find the Child Life liquid. Maybe you can find it not on Amazon, but I get it on Amazon. I'm not sure why they wouldn't send it to Canada, but I know it's all different. Okay. Ken. Hey, Ken. Ken wants to know how many female guinea pigs can be housed together at the same time and how much space would they require? Well, guineapigcages.com. Why does your guinea pig chew on the bars of the cage? Community? Let's answer that question. Okay, Ken. Guineapigcages.com has a chart of how big your cage should be for how many piggies you have together. The bigger is always better, but of course you get to a certain point with too big, and then you've got large swaths of the cage that don't really need cleaning, or again, another perfect example of why Skinny Pigs 1 is such a great resource, because she has a ton of piggies living together in a very large cage, different size cages. So my nose is itching and kind of running. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Maybe we can play a drinking game. How many times will I scratch my nose? I know it's 2 a.m, but I'm not going to be drinking. I don't have anything to drink, but you guys can. So guineapigcages.com, right on their homepage, I believe they've got a little chart. But I would say a good rule of thumb might be for 4 guinea pigs, for 2 guinea pigs, a 2x4. For 3, maybe a 2x5. So a 2x6, you could probably have 4, or maybe even more. I feel like, and of course, if you start going more than just a rectangular, like a 4x5 for 2 boys, that's a mansion. But the thing about guinea pigs is the more space you have, they really will use it. They'll run. They will love it. You might not see them running all the time, but early in the morning, they'll be doing their zoomies. And once you see them run, Skinny Pigs 1 has 6 in a herd and 2 pairs for a total of 10 pigs. Interesting. It's crazy because, and she is kind of rearranging all the time, but I should know that, shouldn't I? Okay, so well, my last bit of that thought was that the more space you have, when you start getting into like a 4x5, I think you could have, like a 2x4 for 2 pigs, but you wouldn't need a 2x8 for 4 pigs, I don't think. But again, bigger is better. So it's all about what you want to do. Okay, so let's refresh the inbox. Okay, Jason just emailed, so let's skip ahead. He's heard about my love and dedication caring to the pigs and take the situation with understanding. We will. I hope he just mailed it, so I hope he's comfortable with me reading this. 3 dogs, a turtle, and 2 guinea pigs. So he's just basically having a hard time taking care of them with everything else going on. So he's basically, he's asking to give them up. Well, first of all, Jason, I don't know where you live. So that's the thing. You didn't provide me with any of your information. And I would say that, when people start out volunteering at the guinea pig rescue, they always say, I don't know how people could give up their guinea pigs. When you get your animals, it's like a responsibility. And that's true. But life changes. And, what is it, June? What did you think was going to happen 4 months ago? Do you think this is how your year was going to go? I don't think so. We've got unprecedented everything. And it is amazing to me how people have been able to persevere in this time, take care of their animals and their loved ones, and do what they need to do to survive. But there's also a ton of people who've also been taking on that responsibility of new animals for the first time. And if there's people that are struggling to take care of their animals, there's definitely someone who is looking to take care of animals that hasn't yet. And so I would say, there is a good home. And, if something came up in my life and I got hurt or I couldn't take care of my animals, I'm glad that I know that there's places where I could take them. But again, this is a little vague. So it goes back to, sometimes I get they send me a message where they're asking me the answer to their question. What I mean is, like, they're telling me the answer that they basically want me to give them permission to have or to feel or whatever. So, do I personally have space? Maybe. I'm always trying to move my fosters along. So, Jason, you can let me know what your contact information is. But I would say the first step to surrendering your guinea pigs, whether it's to me or whoever, is to fill out a surrender form at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue if you live in the area, because that's the best way that we can make sure that we have the resources. So, and I have piggies that have been waiting to go to the rescue, and if I can get them into the rescue, then, maybe I have space at my house. I foster emergencies when there's nowhere else for them to go. But the first step is really to try to get them into the rescue so that they can find good homes sooner. A lot of my piggies that have been at my house have been here for a year. So, because there isn't space at the rescue. So the first step is to fill out that surrender form. So, all right, let me know if you're local and what you want to do, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so back to Rebecca's talking about impaction. Fun times. Her 5-year-old boar is showing the signs after horrendous vet visit in the past. All I can do all I can to care for them at home. I'm in the UK, so certain products may be alien. Did I just skim through it in such a way where the question didn't make sense? Can you give me any advice on impaction? My 5-year-old boar is showing the signs, and after horrendous vet visits in the past, I do all I can for them at home. I'm in the UK, so certain products you know of may be alien to me, but I can Google. So what's the question? The question is, can you give me any advice on impaction? Well, I can explain impaction. Impaction is when the muscles in their pooping situation are, the poop isn't coming out as well, or it's a little confusing to me, I guess. Maybe you guys can help clarify, and maybe I better ask Saskia tomorrow. But there is an anal sac, which is technically not an anal sac, and that can get funky dirty with various debris and things. But an anal impaction, from what I understand, would actually be in the part of the butt and the anus right before the poop comes out, and they lose the ability, or they don't have the ability to actually get the poops out. So an impaction is basically like a clump of poop that never actually comes out. But it's not technically accurate, because Saskia has shown me during an adoption day where there was like a clump of impaction and the poops were able to pass by. So these are all different. And actually, maybe Irene knows, can explain. A full bowl of pellets a day, Brian, Bean. So the point of an impaction is scoop it out, clean it out. And that's something that, depending on the piggy, may have to be done every day. And I'm sure a vet would be more than happy to take however much it costs for them to do it. But it's probably something that you're going to have to do at whatever rate you're going to have to do it. But you've got to clean it out, and then you've got to check. And if it's filled up again, then you got to clean it out again. It's not like, advice on impaction. I'm not sure if you understand what is being impacted. It's the crap, and that impaction needs to get out. So that's what that means. Is the condition is the weak muscles that are getting this stuff out. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it's something that has to be continually cleaned. At what pace, that depends on the piggy. So Rebecca, I would say watch Saskia's, I don't think she has an impaction playlist specifically, but I'm sure she probably has a video about an impaction. And I know that in her health checks, it's a frequent thing with the boar cleaning. So in general, I'd watch some boar cleanings and search on a desktop version of YouTube in Saskia's channel to see if you can't find some specific impaction videos. And I'll ask her tomorrow if I can remember, or if you guys go to the live feed. Thanks, Shauna. Ron's doing great. I just clipped his nails today, Kimberly, and I checked his paws. He's got a little bit of redness on his paws, but the bumblefoot is still healed, and he's doing great. He's so funny too. Oh my gosh. He was nibbling Gizmo's ear because I had them out of the cage and I was cleaning their fleece. Okay, not trying to get distracted, but yes, so that's the deal with impaction. You're gonna have to just keep cleaning it, and sometimes they Carolee, sometimes they'll get over it. It's just a certain period of their life, and it's usually it's seniors, but sometimes it's kind of like middle-aged piggies, and they. Um, okay, so Anne, wow, Anne has been messaging me about the grass, the wheatgrass. It looks like she's growing wheatgrass in like in a baby wipes tray. That's kind of gross. uh, and she put a lot of dirt, and so the dirt. I told her that the grass was gonna push the dirt out and be messy on her windowsill. But it looks awesome. Her piggies are gonna love it. And now is the time to plant another one because you might get a couple regrows, but you're gonna want more. Okay, Marie, let's see. The list, LAGPR, and the Weektown boarding list. She looked at the Weektown boarding list. I don't know if anyone else can add the LA Guinea Pig Rescue to Weektown. I'm not even sure what that is, but I could obviously check it out. I will keep this email marked as unread so that I can go back to it. Skylar's got a question. Well, she had a question about bonding, and I did answer it. The first question she asked me, I think can Skylar be a guy's name too? Skylar asked me if guinea pigs can have pickles. And I would say, no, don't give your guinea pigs preserved foods or extremely salty or sweet or sugary or oily or fatty. Um, if you were eating a pickle and your guinea pig was sitting right there and you held it up to them, would they take a bite? Yes. It might dehydrate them. Would it kill them to take a bite? No. Would it be cute if they took a bite and went, yes. Would I do it? Maybe. Would I do it twice? No. Yeah, I mean, it would be a good experiment, but is it healthy for them? No. Should you do it? No. Would they eat it? Maybe. Am I curious? Yes. You guys are bad influences on me. Okay, Skylar, I hope that answers your question. But yeah, if Shark was here, I hope Shark is asleep, and I hope Petunia is asleep. But if they were here, they would say, no, don't try that. So, I opened the Weektown email again. So let me mark that one as unread. Okay. Eric has taken his guinea pig 2 times to see a vet and got medicine for respiratory problems, but nothing seems to work, and now she's skinnier. And I'm sorry it's been 4 days since I got this message. What medicine? Antibiotics? The thing about antibiotics, if it's a respiratory infection, you've got to do it twice a day for the course of antibiotics, which is usually 10 days. Sometimes they don't do well. Tell Shark about guinea pigs eating pickles. So you got to finish the course of antibiotics. You should take probiotics like Benebac, and there's a link to that on my website. Sometimes the first course doesn't work, and I would do a couple weeks off before I start the second course, unless they're really ill, and then you should ask your vet, and maybe you try a different antibiotic. But usually we start with Baytril. Some people don't like Baytril, but that's what we try. Inhalation. Is that a type of medicine or a way of doing the medicine? Wheatgrass is wheat. Wheatgrass is the sprouting grass of the wheat plant. Okay, so Louise sent me a picture of her cute piggies. One's a beautiful lilac piggy with red eyes, and the other is an orange and white piggy with like a white nose. So cute. So she just loves Saskia and my channel, learned a lot from us. You're welcome. Swollen foot. Saskia used CBD. She would like to get some. The CBD is called Mary's Pet Gel or Mary's Pet Cream, and there's a link to it on the LA Guinea Pig Rescue website under pain management or care. She would love to visit, but she lives in England. Well, we will be here. So when traveling is available again and you want to come to Hollywood, I was just talking to somebody how mind blowing it is that people would travel from far away to come visit Los Angeles. I mean, I guess there's a lot, but you know, skip LA, go check out the Grand Canyon. Okay, so she's sharing a picture of the baby is Fudge, and the older boy is Milky. They're beautiful. Milky has red eyes. Yes, they are beautiful. Thank you, Louise. I'm just saying, I'll just say check out the live. I wanted to kind of do that for everybody, but because a lot of these people aren't going to realize that I'm responding, and even so, they're not going to want to watch this whole long thing to find the answer. So it's the only way I can get through of all this stuff right now. I opened Marie's message yet again, so mark that one as unread. Okay, here we go. Andrea, vitamin C. She bought the liquid vitamin C in the syringe, got the guinea pig. Pretty sure it's a baby. How much vitamin C? And when do I give her more as she grows up? Every day, you can do half of a syringe. I mean, in theory, you could do a whole syringe and they'll just pee out the extra vitamin C. All guinea pigs and people, will just pee out the extra vitamin C that we don't need. But you can give them half a cc as a baby daily or 1 cc for an adult every day. You'll find that they go bonkers for it. Even piggies that don't like medicine, after a certain, some pig, it might be that 20% of the piggies don't like it. I've found it's more like 5% of the piggies that I've had try the vitamin C. Hey Alexis, sorry, I'm probably about to get to your email. I'm going backwards. So stick with it. Make sure it's the Child Life liquid, not the Vita drops. If you are using the concentrated, never give them concentrated vitamin C. Okay? Never put vitamin C in the water, even if it's the, Child Life liquid. You just want to give it to them. So here's an email of a company that wants me to test out their microphone. Look at this. I'm just using this microphone. I have my food dehydrator going right here in the other room in my kitchen, and I'm using it. I'm making granola for my trip. Oh, I just got some weird deja vu. That's kind of cool. Okay. He will eat the chewable. So there you go, Kimberly. That's really, I think, a good solution for a lot of people is the Oxbow makes vitamin C cookies. I think even Natural Cavi, Daniel. Are you here, Daniel? He lives east, so Daniel should be sleeping. But you can check out the Natural Cavi. I think they do have a vitamin C cookie. So okay, Genevieve. She's getting used to 2 new boys, 6 weeks old, first time owner. Couple days now, early days. They're skittish. Sitting next to their pen today, chatting. They're scared of any movement. Well, hopefully they won't end up fighting with each other, because generally speaking, little baby boys growing up together, I hope your heart isn't broken if they end up fighting. I would say it's about 50-50. What do you guys think is the odds of 2 baby boys staying bonded? Sorry I can't moderate these comments. I hope you guys are being good. If anything bad happens, if I have a troll, please let me know. Okay. We're doing good. Anyways, most of those trolls are like, what, 12 years old, so it's past their bedtime? Okay. 70% against. So that means 70% against them fighting. So there's only Or against 70% against what? Them staying together or against them fighting? Liz. And I'm going to go back to a new email. Liz, complete the sentence. 70% what? Brothers doesn't matter. Because I had baby brothers that ended up fighting after a couple months. Okay. What are the best pellets? The best pellets are the ones with the most basic, high quality ingredients. But there's a lot of brands out there. Okay. Can you do a video on how much guinea pigs cost at Petco? I want to show my dad the difference. I know so much about guinea pigs, but the price. I have a really big cage, bigger than yours, but I need a price to see if I will get it at a store or a shelter. So you could help. That would be great. Myra. This is the point where I try to be like, what's the word? What is it that politicians have to be? Okay, so yes, so $40, which is roughly what our adoption fee is. But you want me to do a video about how much guinea pigs cost at the pet store? That seems a little diplomatic. That's what I was trying to say. That seems a little bonkers. First of all, I don't want you to support the pet store. But second of all, what would the purpose of me doing a video telling you how much something costs? Just call the store. I mean, again, this is like a lot of PC. Yeah, diplomatic, I think, because PC actually means you are taking other people's feelings into account. PC, see, because I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I don't have the right to tell someone else what they are offended by. But I do have the power to decide whether or not I'm going to continue to say and do things that hurt people after I know that what I'm doing is offensive to them. You know, I could tell them, oh, you know, you shouldn't be offended, but now I'm just being a jerk. So, and there's plenty of real world situations about that right now where people are telling other people what to be offended about. So that's my take on PC. Yes. I mean, we do tend to change words when it comes to PC, and sometimes we change these words, you know, to really ridiculous things when the original meaning wasn't really offensive to some, you know, to other people. But, you know, call people what people would like to be called, treat people the way they would like to be treated. And if they say, hey, you're offending me, then take them at their word. But yes, there was a point where PC culture was getting insane. The PC principal on South Park is hilarious. Okay, so guinea pigs. I'm not going to do a video about how much guinea pigs cost at the pet store, but roughly, you know, $35, $40 is how much guinea pigs usually cost. Hey, Mark. But yes, that's a great point. Is who cares about the cost of how much your guinea pig costs to buy it? Because it's really all about the monthly cost, the weekly costs, and the supplies. It's not, if cost is your major concern, and that's another thing that worries me, is a lot of times kids will be asking me various things. If you are in a situation where every little aspect of your pet's care, you have to convince your parents, or you're in a situation where, you know, you have to convince a landlord to even let you have a guinea pig and you can only have one and this and that and whatever, then maybe it's not, you know, it's not a good time. And it's like, if you're still in school and you live at home and having a pet is going to be a constant battle, then maybe it's not a battle you should have, because it's not fair to the animals and it's just going to cause you a ton of stress. And it breaks my heart when people message me saying, my parents won't let me take the guinea pig to the vet, my guinea pig lives alone, all these things. It just drives me insane. What do you want me to do about it? Give me your parents' cell phone number. I'll call them. We'll have a chat. Okay, here we go. We're moving through. Because it's midnight and I got to get up early, actually, to go to the rescue. So I'm trying to get through these. Maybe I will pick this up later. Why don't we cut it off in 10 minutes and an hour, and then I will do this. I'll do some more of these. If your question wasn't answered, then check the next one. And I'd like to keep doing it this way. I really am sorry that I'm not able to moderate these comments, but I want to get through this. So thank you for putting up with this crap. I hope this is useful. If it's not useful, say not useful in the comments. But it's just one of 400 videos, so don't watch it. My 2 girl rescues. I rescued, and also, this situation might not apply to you, but if you listen and you remember it, maybe in the future it will apply to you, or maybe this is something that did apply to you once and you can provide advice for someone else. It's just a resource. Diana rescued 2 girls that are supposed to be 20 months old now. Okay, they're babies, but you can stop counting the months. 20 months. They're 2 years old, okay? They're 2 years old. Thank you for all the great information. The cage built for them is a 5-grid long, 3-grid wide CNC. They have a box and a log with chew sticks. Okay, get rid of those chew sticks. Fill that log with Timothy hay, if we're talking about the snack shack. Have I built the cage too big? Diana, what are you asking me? Have you built the cage too big? A 5x3 sounds great, but who dat? Bosco Italics, yes, I am, but that's because I'm trying to answer these questions. So I would say a 5x3 grid might be awesome. So watch their behavior. Is there a part of the cage where they never go? If that's the case, then maybe it is too big, but I can't imagine that's the case. Maybe put a tunnel in that area. Have fun with it. Think of your guinea pigs, now respectfully, but think of your guinea pigs as Hot Wheel cars, and think of their massive cage as like a little track, a little setup. Set some, little thing up and see what they do. I mean, that's kind of a stupid metaphor, but, how often do I do floor time? Not tremendously often. I try to give my pigs as much space as I can. But what I do is I move my single piggies over to other piggies' cage that I know are tolerant, and we have sort of little in-cage play dates. But I do floor time sometimes. I have like an empty cage. It just depends. But I think floor time's never, good night, Tai Chan. I think floor time's never a substitute for having a big cage. And piggies really, it depends what your cage setup is. But a lot of piggies would rather be in their cage with all their stuff. How can you get more fat on your piggies? You could, well, they should have unlimited pellets, and they should have a big pile of hay and water, and fresh veggies multiple times a day. You could sprinkle some rolled oats in their food, but you just want to be careful purposefully trying to put up Petunia, Shark, you better go, you should be asleep. So how much veggies is too much? When they start having soft poops. Everything in moderation. Don't worry about soft poops. Have Beneback, in one day, 1 or 2 big pieces of lettuce and a chunk of cucumber. That's good. You don't need to give them there was one lady came into the rescue. She's like, my guinea pig's poops are always squishy, and they were just like disgusting. And she was giving them a whole romaine heart, a whole thing of lettuce a day for 2 pigs. It's like, are you kidding me? Okay. Maria has been sending me some really awesome pictures of her adventures, so I just want to say thank you to that. Um, all of her pictures have been magical and enchanting. Okay, Sydney. She's thinking of getting a guinea pig and doing research. Guinea pigs are social animals, but absolutely necessary to have more than one. Again, this is like, hey, you are answering your own question. I'm thinking about guinea pigs and I've been doing research. I know guinea pigs are social animals, but is it absolutely necessary to have more than one? So Sydney's triggering one of my pet peeves, which is, hey, what's the bare minimum that I can do and still get away with getting what I want? Um, Man, I if Abby was awake, she would say that I have my sassy pants on, um, because I don't want people asking me all the time, "Hey, what's the minimum cage? What's the minimum this? What is I can I get away with?" Um, um, you guys are talking about shark and the pickles. Um, so, is it absolutely necessary to have more than one? Is it absolutely necessary to give your pet the best life possible? I don't know. I can't answer that. That's up to you. Is it absolutely necessary for you to have a guinea pig? Period. The answer to that is no. So my question to you is, why do you want to have a guinea pig? Go to sleep, Shauna. Why do you want to have a guinea pig if you're going to ask me what the bare minimum is, what is absolutely necessary? Um, why don't you ask me, am I spoiling my piggies by doing this? Am I a crazy guinea pig lady for doing this? You know, why would you want to have a guinea pig that lives alone when you know that they're social animals? And if you're doing research, I mean, and honestly, let's take a step back. I am grateful to everyone and anyone, and I'm humbled that you guys would ask me questions, that you guys would, you know, value my opinion. But you will start to see a pattern where lots of people are answering the questions that they're asking me, and they just want me to give them the okay to usually cut corners, and so I won't do it. Um, so yes, your guinea pigs can't live alone. At the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we won't adopt guinea pigs that are living alone. Okay, nice Fiona sent me a message. So a nail clipping video she was trying to find about the green bell nail clippers. Yes, the green bell nail clippers are amazing. Okay. Alethea. Alethea. I think I'm saying that right. So I did answer her question. She asked me, I shouldn't be redoing it. How do you prevent hay from getting stuck or getting poked in the eye? And I would say, just be careful. It's like you've got to give them hay. It's nice to give it to them in a snack shack, but sometimes it happens. And how do you prevent their teeth from getting too long? Again, making sure that they have hay and the appropriate food. Piggies are prone to tooth issues, but it's not. I mean, it's a common issue, but it's not something that should happen. It's just something that. How short do you cut their nails? Just beyond the quick. Again, Saskia, anything that's like a health check related thing, Saskia has so many amazing videos about health checks. I have a video called Home Health Check. So I wouldn't, as far as the tooth things go, I wouldn't be trimming their teeth at home, because just because the fronts may be long, the molars might be long, and it's not something that you'll really be able to see. Saskia has specialized tools to do it, and even Saskia, will acknowledge and admit that there's limitations on what she can do and what a vet can do, especially a vet like Dr. Camphor. What Dr. Camphor can do, they can just see there's so many cascading issues that can come from not from tooth issues, not eating. So like liver disease and just a whole cascade of problems. So okay. Linda and I have been corresponding about, I guess, a respiratory infection. She wants to know if he needs more meds. You know, if it's a respiratory infection and the piggies, it's always a change in behavior. If your piggies aren't acting themselves, then they're ill. But you can't cut corners. You've got to do these things in conjunction with a vet anytime medicine's related. Okay, Steffi, herd bonding. I was hoping for some advice. Oh boy. I have a herd of 4 guinea pigs, 3 sows and a neutered male. Got them back in December, followed the bonding tips, thought all was well. In the last days, there have been fights. A girl was removed who she thought was the aggressor. Today, the 2 remaining sows were fighting. No blood has been drawn, but it was a very vicious fight. I was wondering, well, usually there's one girl that is the cause, that is being a bully. But if there's no blood drawn, then how vicious of a fight was it? So in my bonding rules video, there's a section where we talk about girl bonding, and there is a very vicious bonding scenario. Watch that. If it's that bad, it's still okay. If there's no blood being drawn, it will work itself out. You've got to just let it work itself out. If there is blood being drawn, then maybe they'd need to be separated. If there's clumps of hair, I mean, you feel your piggies for scabs and bite wounds. And if there aren't any, then it's just a nose punching thing. Watch the bonding rules video. Okay. Instagram business. No, thank you. All right, Amabel. Maybe that's Annabelle. Maybe it is Amabel. I recently adopted a girl piggy who ended up being pregnant, and she was worried if there would be baby boys. She ended up having 3 babies. 2 of them were males. She wanted to keep them, so when they were 5 months old, she had them neutered. And a month later, she introduced them to the 4 females. Boy, oh boy. She was nervous that there'd be problems, but day 1 went great. Well, what day is today? This morning, however, is today day 2. Noticed that my boy Zeus had a small dot of blood on his nose, cleaned it and went on, but later the bloody patch of fur on his butt. Took a closer look and there's bite wounds. Yeah, well, we would never have two neutered boys together with a group of girls. That's just... This is a situation where you want to really think like a guinea pig, okay? You want to think about what you're doing. In the wild, it would be 1 male with a harem of females. So putting 2 together is just going to force them to compete. Is it possible? It depends on the individual piggy. There's been plenty of situations, I'm sure, where multiple neutered males have lived together with girl piggies, but that's not the way we would do it. Hi, Yanni. You live in a small town in Mexico and don't have access to hay? You could probably dry grasses locally, but I can't believe that there's no access to hay in a small town. There's no farm animals. There's no farm situation. Something to think about for sure. But okay. So back to this two neutered males living with a harem of girls. I mean, Irene, are you still here? What do you think about that? So it's just basically, you know, you for some reason people just don't seem to think like a guinea pig would in that situation. Like imagine, two male guinea pigs, they are prone to fighting in general. And then you're going to put them, I think the assumption was, oh, if they're neutered, then everything's fine. They've been disarmed. Um, I don't know. So I don't think that they will actually. One of them's going to have to stay with the herd. Maybe you can split up the harem. I know, Kay. Um, Maybe you can split up the harem and each boy gets two or three girls, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna answer these questions. I got 3 new emails from tonight, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay, so Logan, how's it going, Logan? Logan asks, my guinea pig turned 3 a few days ago, and they never want anything to do with me. How can I get them to want to hang out for long periods of time without wanting to go back to their cage? I just want to spend good time with them before it's too late. I think too late, you're implying that they're getting older. Um, well, Logan, you have to be realistic. Guinea pigs, it's about 15 minutes that you hold them before they want to go back to their cage. They have very tiny bladders. Maybe they want to go back to their cage to pee, and you can put them down for 5 minutes and pick them back up. Um, or maybe you can set up, instead of a cuddle sack or a cuddle cup, you set up some kind of a tray with bedding in there that they can pee on, like a larger fleece pad. But again, this goes back to like people are thinking, they're not thinking like guinea pigs, they're not empathizing with guinea pigs, and in this case, imposing their own desires upon them. That sounds kind of weird, but I just mean you have this vision of you chilling with your guinea pigs, but you can't expect them to want to hang out with you for 3 or 4 hours, without having to go back to the cage to pee or drink water or whatever. Um, so I would say, chill, just chill. Let them, you know, this is like love in general. Like, um, I could ask this question, dear Dr. Ruth, my girlfriend doesn't like holding hands. I try to hold her hand, but after 5 minutes, she says her hands get sweaty and she doesn't want to hold hands anymore. How do I get her to hold my hand for an hour at a time? Dr. Ruth would be like, what are you talking about, dude? She doesn't want to hold your hand for an hour. It gets sweaty. It's gross. Um, Instead of forcing your will and your desire and your warped, I'm not saying you, Logan, but your warped version of love onto them, you just meet them halfway at least. Or, in fact, if you love somebody or some animal, you're going to try to make them be comfortable, right? So, what you're doing is, you know, you should be asking me instead of saying, so first of all, I have a taming playlist. There's plenty of things that you can do to have your piggies be comfortable when you hold them. But they're prey animals, and depending on how you pick them up, they're going to run from you. They're going to be skittish when it comes to being grabbed and snatched out of their cozy uh, enclosure. So that's one thing. You have to understand the difference between picking them up and holding them. But once you're holding them, you can make them feel secure. There's a number of ways to do that, and I've got a number of videos about that in my taming playlist. Um, But you're asking, how can I get them to want to hang out for longer periods of time? How can I get them to want to do something else other than what they want to do? That's what you're asking me. How can I get them to want to hang out for longer periods of time without them wanting to go back to their cage? What you should be asking me is, how can I interpret what they want and give them what they want? How can I do what my piggies want is what you should be asking, not how can you change what they want to be what you want? Love, okay? You got to think about love and what it means. And that's where your answer is. Okay. So, and you will find that in small doses, you could pick them up for 15 minutes at a time, 10 times a day. And then you put them back when they're ready to go back. And you'll find that they won't run from you, and that they like being picked up. And it just takes time. You know, it took over a year for Nate to really be comfortable with me. And a lot of times he cries and complains when I pick him up, and some of my piggies, especially my young, strong piggies, I'm not rough with them, but I pick them up, I grab them, I put them on my shoulder, or I tickle them, I scratch their butt, I bug them, I'll tickle their bellies, even though I know that they don't like it. I just finished ranting about how you've got to be nice to your piggies and do what they like. But the point with that is, you don't have to be gentle with them. You pick them up, you give them attention, and you put them back, and you don't tiptoe about, you just pick them up and then just put them back and stop worrying about upsetting them, but just try to pay attention. But I guess my point with Nate is that, now, he doesn't mind being picked up, and it's fine. It just takes time. Okay, Alicia. I'm not going to read that question. You are funny. Are you still here, Alicia? Oh my goodness. I don't see your screen name. Okay. Last questions from Marcia. Sudden paralysis in the rear legs. Woke up, my guinea pig not moving rear legs. Just happened. I'm giving calcium, vitamin C, and using CBD on the ears. Have I ever seen this? Generally, paralysis in the rear legs has to do with vitamin C deficiency, but they could have been injured. It is possible. Yeah, vitamin C. I would do 2 cc's of vitamin C a day, or 1 cc twice a day for a week. Any extra, they'll just pee out. If the vet wasn't concerned about an x-ray or any physical injury, then I would give it a couple weeks. And you might be surprised that the mobility might come back. A situation that I heard was a guinea pig was dropped by a student and was paralyzed, but this guinea pig, it wasn't permanent damage, and eventually was able to start walking again, but was so traumatized by the fall that it was like, at first, she didn't walk, and she didn't walk for weeks, and then just one day started walking. Okay, so I would say do all those things. I don't know about this calcium. If the vet seems to think it's a good idea, maybe on a limited basis, but I wouldn't give extra calcium to guinea pigs unless there's a specific reason. Timmy, who had the Satin syndrome and a bone deterioration disease, was being given calcium in conjunction with a vitamin D, UVB light. So, but that was a special case to try to combat the bone density deterioration. Yes, we love Timmy. Oh, I love Timmy so much. That was so very hard to let him go. But I would say stick with the vitamin C and the CBD for sure. Medicam also, I'm surprised the vet didn't think to prescribe. Medicam is good for inflammation and pain. So I don't know. Okay, so I'm not going to do any more emails for now, and I'll try to get the rest of these read soon. But I did have a Q&A from from Jessica, and so I just wanted to. She had some questions, and I just wanted to ask a few. So one question she had was, "Will I make a blooper video?" I tend not to do bloopers. I know a lot of YouTubers do either bloopers or they will do like a little montage of when they misspeak or whatever. It's hard enough to get you guys to watch my videos completely. Adding all the extra crap that I would normally edit out might make it even harder. But I'm open to a blooper video if there was something funny. But I just, because I do all the videos myself, it's not like, it's not like watching, the end of a buddy movie or something. So I don't know if that would even be entertaining. Will I do any raffles like the LA GPR? I don't know. The thing about raffles is then I have to mail stuff. I am technically doing a raffle right now. I've got jade necklaces. Well, that's not a raffle. Sorry. The thing about a raffle is you might pay $5, but you won't get anything. Or maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. But I do have things for sale on my Etsy shop that are raising money for the Guinea Pig Sanctuary, for my piggies, and for my rescue efforts. So there's always ways to support my rescue efforts, which is essentially what the purpose of a raffle is. And the reason why Saskia and the Guinea Pig Rescue was doing the raffle is because we were essentially closed and unable to raise funds. But we're open again on a limited basis. I'm doing adoptions. So we'll see. Am I going to travel this summer? Maybe. I did go to Lake Havasu and went scuba diving yesterday. It was pretty awesome. I might put together a Lake Havasu freshwater scuba diving video for people that are interested. There's giant catfish that you can see and a bunch of fun things. Will I ever expand Scotty's Animals to have employees? And then she goes on to talk about editing and things like that. Well, at this point, I shoot and edit the videos on my phone, and I don't see any reason to involve other people in it. I would like to have more videos with other people, whether it's me interviewing other people, having conversations with other people, or just featuring other rescue people, whether it's other volunteers at the rescue, artists, or who knows what. I have a friend who relocates rattlesnakes out here in the desert, and I've been dying to get her to let me tag along on a call, but these things happen pretty fast, and she just, in the moment, I guess the adrenaline's pumping, she never thinks of me. But one of these days, I will have a rattlesnake relocation video for you guys. Exclusive Patreon raffles. Now that may be more likely. So my Patreon, there's a link to it on my website, but Patreon's just where you have access to exclusive content that you don't see here. It's a small group. I mean, it's amazing that there's about 80 patrons right now that on a monthly basis are contributing to support my rescue efforts, my video efforts, and you guys, it is a huge source of security. And I mean, you know, it's not a six-figure income or anything, but just, a couple $100 a month, really, it's, I'm living out here in the desert in a very small house. So just to know that, you know, um, I can pay some bills, it's definitely. And who knows, I really need to focus on the Patreon, because why couldn't I get $1,001 patrons? I can't. Um, I feel like that's within reach, and if I could make that happen, then I wouldn't have to, you know, be stressing out as much about trying to figure out how to raise funds. And I think, as the channel grows, back to Jessica's question about hiring other people, as the channel grows, I want to do more things. If you guys are familiar with Mr. Beast is, all his videos are very, um, usually centered around money, but they're also centered a lot of times around philanthropy, giving, and these contests and things. But as he grew, he did these bigger and bigger challenges that do more and more good for people. And you know, I mean, it would be amazing, if I got to the point where I could do, $1 million videos where I, was able to donate, or support rescues on like a gigantic scale, you know, that would be amazing. Instead of the small potatoes of making necklaces, $25 at a time, which you can still get on Etsy, to do things on a massive scale would be amazing. But Mr. Beast has also been doing this for a lot longer than I have, and guy's a genius. So let's see. And new t-shirts, yes. So that was Jessica's questions. I guess I got through them all. Um, so you don't have to send me a physical letter. So, okay, guys, does anybody have any question here in this chat? I'm going to wrap it up right now. So Miranda's in the Netherlands. So, okay. All right. I've got to get to bed. But if anybody has any simple questions to ask, you can ask. But definitely, I would say check out my website, Scotty's Animals, and there's a new guinea pig guide. There's a care guide for new guinea pig owners, and there's links to all my YouTube playlists. I always dream of guinea pigs. Actually, it's funny. I do have a reoccurring dream about my bird, my cockatiel BB, which I explain in Maria. I explain what my reoccurring dream is about. Bridget. Oh yes, I did see your big cage. She puts a sheet over her guinea pig cage because she sleeps with AC and fans. I think that would be okay, in the way that you've done it. I wouldn't want to restrict airflow, but you've got like a big tent over that, so it's not like that it's going to be stuffy. But I think it's okay. I think in general, I have a video about what's in your guinea pig's best interest. So that's what it is try to always think about what's in your guinea pig's best interest, and that's a pretty good guide. Oh, and you, I don't know if it's Bridget or Brigitte, but she had another video and some photos, and she wanted to talk about wires and keeping the wires away from your cage, which is definitely something. And Petunia would also agree that preventable disaster wires is very important to keep out of reach. My email address is scottiesanimals@gmail, and there's a contact form so on my website. Think about getting the boat fixed. I don't know if boat was supposed to be bore. Yes. It is sleepy time. It's sleepy time. Um, so yes, I apologize. Hi, Leanne. Um, I apologize for the fact that some of the people are going to have to really search through an hour and a half, and chances are it's going to be impossible for them to actually find the answer to the questions that they're looking for. This was just a way for me to kind of clear the backlog, and I will try to do better, but I'm thinking if I can do this on a regular basis. How can you tell if your guinea pig has a common cold? Um, any change in behavior is a sign of illness, but what's the common cold, right? And what's the cure for the common cold? So, using language like the common cold kind of worries me because it's kind of like, man, I do have my sassy pants on. The common cold is kind of a BS term because what is the common cold? Cough, sniffle, sneeze. Guinea pigs shouldn't be sneezing. There's no common cold for guinea pigs if they're sneezing. If they're sneezing and they've got runny eyes and runny nose or they're lethargic, then that's a respiratory infection. And if you're just calling it the common cold to sort of allow yourself to be complacent, then stop it. There's no such thing as, I mean, all animals may get a cold, but that's not your job. Your job is to identify signs of illness. Now, if you're in the United States, you can get nationwide pet insurance, and then you go to the vet. And if you go to the vet and it's like 60, 80, $100 for a checkup, and your vet says, "Oh, they're fine. It's just a common cold," then you can get reimbursed for most of that, and great, your guinea pig isn't sick, and you know for sure because a healthcare professional told you that. But if you're just going to say, "Oh, my guinea pig has a common cold," and do nothing about it, then you're really putting your pet's well-being at risk. I don't know. Yeah. Just I would refrain from catchphrases and oversimplifications like that. Am I being a jerk? Am I sassy pants on? Oh, I love it. How can I tell how old my guinea pig is? I have a video called How Old's My Guinea Pig? Yeah. So, well, what is the difference between a cold and an infection? A cold is a virus. The common cold is a virus, which is why they don't have a cure for it. And an infection, what's an infection? A bacterial infection? Interesting. Nurses? um, yeah. Speaking of stand-up comedy, you guys, but Netflix, we really are in the golden age of stand-up comedy. Yes, I have a PayPal, Angie, but why do you need my PayPal? Why do you need my PayPal? Because if you wanted to somehow support the piggies, you could get a T-shirt and you could walk around. Someone was wearing this shirt in Maryland and in a grocery store, and someone else came up to them and said, "You watch Scotty's Animals? Me too." Get an LA Guinea Pig Rescue T-shirt. Because here's the thing. Yes, I guess a PayPal donation, 100% of that, well, 99 point whatever PayPal doesn't take as a transaction fee, does go to me and the animals. Um, but what I earn from the shirts is good. You are also supporting other jobs, and we're developing a guinea pig army. Um, what do I make the most money on? Maybe the things in my store that are the most expensive, except for the super custom stuff like the boots and the shoes. Those are expensive, but that's because they're custom handmade, and the material is printed before they're put together. But the sweatshirts, I think I have a pretty good margin on, I guess. But um, ultimately, I try to make these shirts as cheap as possible. Most places that are selling shirts are selling them for more than I am. And during this whole coronavirus thing, the shipping prices and the printing prices have gone up. And at this point, I've still, just kept my prices the same. And if you notice, a 5X and a extra small cost the same as well, intentionally. I can't penalize someone for being using extra material. Because I'm using extra material. No, well, I'm using no material. At a certain point, your guns get so big, you just, I don't know, I'm just rambling now. Any more questions, you guys? Scotty's Army. That would be a pretty cool one. And I could make it in military green. That'd be pretty cool. Scotty's Army. Um, okay, I'll brainstorm what the design should look like. Ooh, it could actually, there are some shirt printing companies where you can get it done here. So what if it was like guinea pig stars or something, or like military insignia? Yeah, you guys are nerds. Okay, well, let's think about that. Do I still screen print my shirts? For the fall festival and at the rescue, yes, I do have shirts that I print by hand myself. But when it came to mailing them out around the country and around the world, it was taking way too much time, energy, and money, and with zero profit. So, if I want to continue to take care of the animals, and I could only do one color. Being able to do awesome shirts like this with a really amazing material, and a wide variety of colors. That's another thing. When I have to buy the shirts that I make at home myself, and I can't have multiple colors in stock like at my Etsy shop. So, so that's that. All right. It seems like everyone's going to be tired because of me tomorrow. Um, so it's almost 1 o'clock, and I got to get up early. Saskia was probably supposed to send me my schedule, but I don't know if I got it. Anyways, even if I don't have any early appointments, I'll still go there and help out. Yes, I'm going to sleep, Valerie. I am a masochist. Um, I'll just drink some coffee in the morning. It's only 1 o'clock. And as soon as I shut this off, I will fall asleep. And look, I made $30 in super chat. Thank you guys so much for being so generous. So, but if Saskia is still doing raffles, then I would still get in on it, because shoot, if you could win a space house for $5, that's pretty good. Yes, North Carolina, it's super late. Um, but some people have a system or a routine where they fall asleep on the couch, and then in the middle of the night they get up and go to bed. And sure, why not check and see if there's a live stream going in the middle of your sleepy walk from the couch to the bed. So I'm going to go to sleep. I think you guys should go to sleep. Shauna, you should go to sleep. Unless it's super early where you are, then maybe you should get up and go water the lawn. Year's supply of Carefresh? Holy moly. That's kind of crazy because, but I personally, I don't like paper bedding because it's kind of funky. You know what I would pay for? A year, a year supply of someone washing my fleece. Because for me, I got to take it outside and I shake it out like this. I don't know if I'm an introvert or an extrovert, but I certainly know that if there's a chat and a bunch of people watching, I could just ramble and chat and talk. Um, Imagine if you're the checkout person at the 99-cent only store and you have to deal with me. I'm sorry, Sylvia. Poor Sylvia. It's so funny, the lady at the 99. You sure eat healthy. Look at this romaine lettuce, carrots, cucumbers. Man. I usually admit that I have an army of Fosters at home. Okay, no more questions. Let's go to sleep, you guys. Unless you're in England and then it's like wake up time. Hey, I've got this. This is the microphone right here. So instead of talking, what if I start talking like this? All right, everyone, it's time to go to sleep. It's time for the soothing sounds of Cavi Radio. Got a little frog in there. That was a pretty big ASMR fail. I think Abby would be awesome
if she did her little whispers. Hey, picky people, Skinny Pigs 1 here. Let's take a look at Butter Pecan. Hi, Butter Pecan.
What does that sound like? For some reason, because I'm recording live, I can't hear my own voice. Can you normally, right? You can normally hear your own voice when you're talking on the phone with the headphones. Oh my God. Yeah, lots of, what's her name? Little Adventures has been doing ASMR. Anne's in England. Good morning. Liz, you don't tell her anything. She won't watch this. What's that? TLDR? TLDW?
It's my precious.
But if you do like stupid stuff like this, behind the scenes stuff, the Patreon, I think, is worth it. Because even for $1, if I'm hanging out with the bird or the piggies, I will upload little clips. I don't do it every day, and I need to do it more frequently. But for $1 a month, you have access to all that behind the scenes stuff. But that's only if like if you're entertained by stupid stuff. But actually, to be honest, the Patreon isn't silly. The Patreon it's extra, but it is very animal focused. So I wouldn't I would shoot a video and put it on the Patreon about is that Saskia? Yeah, there she is. I would do a Patreon about like my bee hotel. Saskia is still working on shipping orders for the rescue, her own work, and she just finished giving meds and feeding the piggies. Please start setting up the table. I'm gonna ask Sas, when's my first appointment? I'll be there as early as I can be anyways, just because there's so many other things to do. I'm live, but ending it. Saskia will be live tomorrow, and I'll try to poke my head in tomorrow in the live video. So, yeah, you guys, get to sleep because 10:30 is my first appointment. Crap, that's too soon. Normally it's 11. So great. Now I got to get up even earlier than I anticipated. Ugh. Okay. Z time. Meg. Oh, bless her. But I'll do my best. My bestie. Okay, I'm going to bed. Now Saskia says not sure she's coming. Okay, on my way. Now. All right. Okay, you guys. How I don't know what it's like to be on the outside of this, but how funny is it, right? Like to watch a live video of me and I'm chatting with Saskia. And then tomorrow we'll be watching a live video of Saskia and I'll be like walking around in the background poking my head in. It's meta, you know? It's like it's like watching Laverne and Shirley and then watching wasn't what was Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off. Yeah, Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off from Happy Days, right? So I'm the spin-off. All right, you guys. Definitely rambling. That'd be a pretty cool shirt. Maybe like a mama guinea pig and then a baby guinea pig, and the baby guinea pig says, I'm the spin-off. And it's or maybe it's the Fonz. I don't know. Man, we got 2 shirts in the works. Yeah, that's gonna be the name of my my album. I'm the spin-off. Hold on. Check it out. Yeah. See? You could be this cool too if you got guinea pigs. All right, nerds. No, Maria. What time is it there, Maria? Maria, what's the name of your Instagram? Maybe people will follow it. The cover. You guys have to follow Maria's Instagram. It's like magic and like Maria's Instagram is basically like if like all the stories that Disney appropriated, it's like she's like living in like the real thing. Oh, that picture of the horse earlier, was the horse eating an apple off the apple tree? I didn't have time to really look. It was beautiful. Put your Instagram at Maria. What is it? Put it right there so people can find it. Stop blushing. Start typing. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the last thing because we want to follow Maria because of her magical life. And of course, DNaffy. I know she won't tell us. Maria, what's your Instagram? There it is. Maria Teresa Nord. Macho man. Oh, did you guys know about the show over there? There's a show over there. What show? The Gun Show. You guys are really Laverne and Shirley. Yes. Oh, well, they came on in succession, but Laverne and Shirley were characters from Happy Days. I think they like went on a date with the Fonz. Okay, nerds. Let's go to sleep for real. If we focus really hard and try, we could all be asleep in 15 minutes. I know I'm super loopy, and now I have to go up. Arthur Fonzarelli. I'll float that. I'll see what Meg says about it. No, they weren't related. Maybe I could see Shirley being related to the Fonz. Is there a guinea pig chat room? Jennifer, there's a number of Facebook groups. I like potatoes with legs. Um, the comments in my videos are, yeah, if you just Google Facebook, uh, if you type in guinea pigs in the Facebook search area, you will see various groups. But you'll find that the various groups are different. Some groups can be very strict. Okay, yeah, we've got to wrap this up because I don't want people thinking that there's questions in there and seeing how long this video is and saying screw it. Yes, guinea pigs can eat spring mix. Um, the spinach inside the spring mix has a lot of calcium, but it's a couple spinach leaves, if they even do like it, aren't going to hurt them too much. So, all right, well, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. It's really, really enjoyable to get to chat with you guys, and most of this was just me rambling and responding. So, I hope that you guys were able to help each other out in the comments during this time. And I'm going to try to do this more often. I know a lot of people ask me to do the live videos, and in the past, the live videos have kind of just been whatever they are. But I had this revelation where maybe every single email I just answer as a live video, and I just do them every couple days because, like I said, having to dictate, the only problem is then you wouldn't necessarily get a written response, and it's too hard for me to dictate and do it like this. But doing it like this is really an easy way for me to get through them all. So maybe in the future, going forward, I can do really short, because the thing is, you guys, if I could do only 15-minute videos and not engage in this fun chat, it's just that it's crazy. You guys are, we're like old friends now. I mean, some of you guys in this chat now, we've been talking for years, almost, over 2 years, you guys. It's really awesome. And so for you guys that have been in the comments for this long and ordering t-shirts and supporting the Patreon, I'm so grateful for you guys. But so I welcome the distraction, but I think, yeah, this would be a really great idea if I could do 15-minute. I'll answer 5 emails, or every couple days. The problem is, if someone has an emergency, I want to get back to them. So I don't need to necessarily make this, I must do a video about every email. I don't know. We'll figure out a way so that I don't fall behind, and that I can, because I was thinking, gosh, I spend so much time answering these messages, which I'm grateful for and I love it, but it takes away my time out of the day. And if, God forbid, I fall behind for like a week or two, like I fell behind for a week and it took me almost 2 hours answering, and then I fell behind again for another week, and look, it take an hour to answer them. So if I can do it in video form, it might be better. Yes. But at the same time, it's like if you're, I need moderators. I'm not sure how that works though exactly. Yeah, well, what I need as a moderator is maybe Shauna, are you still awake? What I need maybe is like somebody on the phone in my ear or something telling me what the comments are. But if I'm by myself, I'm not sure how a moderator actually works. There she is. Yeah, but if I'm not holding my phone, we can figure that out offline. Go to bed. All right, I'm going to bed in 5, 4. But before that, I just wanted to. No. Okay, guys, you are so sweet. Sweet dreams. I'll see you in really about 10 hours. I'll be at the rescue. And Saskia, I'm sure, will be live streaming, or someone will. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going just long enough to get 6 hours of sleep and start all over again. So, but I'm pretty sure that most of you guys, or not everybody, watched my entire hour-long video from last weekend. So if, oh, you're so sad that I'm getting off now, you can watch that. And you could see 3 really cute bondings and a pig named Apple. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Ramble, ramble, ramble. Sweet dreams, you guys. He's really ending it. He's really doing it. I could just turn my phone off and then let the stream go, and you guys can just keep on chatting. What do you think about that? Put your hand at the screen and we touch pause. Oh, let's touch pause. Is everybody touching pause? How can I? This is my hand, and this is your virtual hand. Sorry about the pasty skin color. Okay, nerds. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.